Hello everyone. Today we are diving into some fresh Resident Evil 9 rumours that are making waves. From gameplay changes to new villains, these leaks are sparking a lot of debate among fans. Is Resident Evil 9 shaping up to be the most ambitious game in the series, or could these rumours leave fans disappointed? Let's break it all down. First up, initial speculation suggests that Resident Evil 9 would be set on a remote island, with 2 stalker enemies and 2 major playable characters, Leon S. Kennedy and Jill Valentine. According to leaker Dust Golem, these rumours might not be entirely true. Jill Valentine in particular reportedly won't have a major role in the game, with one character, likely Leon, getting most of the spotlight. Dust Golem confirmed in a recent leak that Leon is 100% the protagonist of Resident Evil 9. And Jill may have been part of early development, but has since been sidelined. A screenshot from a Discord leak, which Dust Golem mentioned, has surfaced, confirming that Leon is definitely the protagonist. There's also the claim that part of Jill's story would take place in a hospital on the island, but according to Dust Golem, this is false too. In a new leak published on the 23rd of January 2025, fans are torn over the latest Resident Evil 9 rumours. I saw people were hoping to see Leon and Jill team up in the game, especially after their recent appearance in the 2023 animated movie Resident Evil Death Island. However, fans are disappointed that Jill might not have a major role. Some fans are even frustrated, saying, "Another day, another time Capcom is treating Jill like she doesn't exist," while others are more hopeful, stating, "As long as she's there, I'll be happy." Now you might be wondering, what is the release date? Earlier speculation pointed to a 2025 launch, but Dust Golem believes it may not arrive until 2026. This is because Capcom may tie the release to the series' 30th anniversary as part of a big celebration, which makes sense. Unsurprisingly, fans' reactions are all over the place. Some are upset about Jill potentially being sidelined once again, and I've read others hoping the game won't focus too much on Chris Redfield. As a side note, have you heard about the speculation around Resident Evil Zero Remake possibly coming out in 2025? They say it may even be a Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive. I'd personally welcome a Resident Evil Zero Remake, especially if they'd fixed that cropped widescreen. So what do you think about all these rumours? Are you hyped or skeptical, or somewhat in between? Let me know in the comments, and as always, take these leaks with a pinch of salt until Capcom makes something official. I'm just hoping that Capcom strikes the balance between horror and action. They did a good job of this in the Resident Evil 4 remake. I also hope that they are bold and introduce new characters. I'm not sure if my Resident Evil 5 video will be out by the time I post this, but I talked about how it would have been cool to see Barry and Chris team up to find Jill, which was actually the original plan during the game's beta. It would have been an interesting dynamic and would have had you more invested in the story. I think Capcom gets a lot more criticism than they deserve when they experiment with new characters, and I hope they continue to innovate while keeping the essence of what makes Resident Evil so beloved. That's all based on recent rumours, but while you're here, let's dive into some of the other stories that have been coming to light about Resident Evil 9. Some of these rumours are the ones that Dust Golem claims to debunk. According to alleged leaks from a playtester, Resident Evil 9 is set 4 years after the events of Resident Evil Village. The story will follow Leon and Jill as they travel to a mysterious island linked to the origins of Evelyn from Resident Evil 7. Both Leon and Jill have reportedly become infected by the Megamycete, leading to hallucinations and eerie encounters with Evelyn's voice. Meanwhile, Leon is stalked by an unknown enemy, and Jill faces a creature ominously called the Goat Man. The island will supposedly feature diverse environments, like abandoned hospitals, caves, forests, and even a temple. Supporting roles from Chris Redfield and Barry Burton are also rumoured, though only through radio communications. I wonder what the fuck Goatman will be. I enjoyed Resident Evil Village, but I think it could be a nice change of pace if Resident Evil tapped into the recent trend of folk horror. Resident Evil is no stranger to the genre, with Resident Evil 4 and Village both being set around cults in Eastern Europe and Spain. It could be really exciting to see Resident Evil adopt a setting and tone inspired by folk horror, like Hereditary, The Witch, or Midsommar. Imagine it set on an island off the coast of America, reminiscent of Rockford Island, but with even more eerie atmospheric dread. We've already seen how the Megamycete can manipulate reality in Shadow of Rose, so maybe the protagonist in Resident Evil 9 will experience similar distortions, blurring the line between what's real and imagined. I'd personally love for Resident Evil to dive deeper into folk horror. Picture the creepy cult vibes of Village combined with the slow, unnerving tensions of films like Hereditary and Midsommar. The franchise has always taken inspiration from horror movies. Resident Evil 7 has nods to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Saw, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see these elements of elevated horror in Resident Evil 9. It could be the perfect way of evolving the series while keeping its roots in survival horror. The main enemy will be an evolved zombie that sounds similar to the Ganados from Resident Evil 4. They say the main villain will be a man named Mr. Simon, a completely new character who supervises the mass production of bioweapons on the island. Blue Umbrella will also return as the good guys. Let's talk about some of the other rumours surrounding Resident Evil 9, this time from Game Rant. One of the biggest and most divisive speculations is the possibility that the game could adopt an open world format. Notable leaker Dusk Golem suggests that this could be a major step forward for the series, thanks to the expanded functionality of the RE engine, which was also used in open world game Dragon's Dogma 2. The idea of an open world structure in Resident Evil has sparked debate among fans, some arguing that this could dilute the series' signature tension and focus on curated set pieces. Others believe it could bring a fresh and exciting layer of exploration to the survival horror formula, similar to what The Evil Within 2 managed to achieve, a game I've sadly not played yet. There's also speculation about the title of Resident Evil 9, with a 2002 4chan leak claiming it's being referred to internally as Resident Evil Apocalypse. If true, the title could hint at a wider scale disaster than we've seen in previous games, although that name doesn't sound likely to me. This aligns with other rumours suggesting the story may span multiple locations, one in North America with a Wendigo-like creature, and another in Southeast Asia, drawing inspiration from Singapore. Legacy characters are rumoured to play a big role, with Leon Kennedy and Jill Valentine supposedly leading the charge. Like I mentioned earlier, some reports even claim Chris Redfield, Claire Redfield, and Barry Burton will also make an appearance, though Barry and Chris may only feature as radio support. Jill is rumoured to have a look inspired by her Resident Evil 5 DLC, while Leon might sport a rougher, more grizzled appearance, similar to his look in Resident Evil Damnation. At the end of the day, these rumours paint an intriguing picture of what Resident Evil 9 may become, an ambitious blend of past and future, and as usual, I hope they return to classic survival horror, balanced against its new action sensibilities. What's your take on these rumours? Are you excited about potential changes, or are you worried about them straying too far from Resident Evil's roots? Let's keep this discussion going and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Are you ready for an open world Resident Evil? Or will it feel as if Ubisoft have taken over the franchise? I wonder if there'll be any towers to climb. Will the main character skydive into a wagon full of hay? As always, we'll have to wait for Capcom to confirm or deny any of this. Until then, we can only speculate about what the next chapter in this legendary franchise has in store. Thanks for watching, don't forget to like and subscribe, and hit the bell for more updates on all things Resident Evil. Please check out my members page and Patreon for uncut videos and other perks. Thanks for watching.